Hi, I'm Trevor Price. Thanks for tuning in. This video is all about preparing for subsequent meetings with your research supervisor or tutor. Lots of students have research supervisors, which are academic members of staff that help you on a one-to-one basis with a research project. Other students might want to meet tutors or professors after classes because they don't understand something that's gone on in the class or with the lecture materials and just need to ask and explore some questions and answers around those things. The first thing to do is to make contact with that academic member of staff, state clearly who you are, what you want in just a sentence or two, and what it's about. Then the second step is to suggest 2 or 3 different days and times and places for that meeting. Perhaps the meeting's going to be online, so just double check that you understand which system to use and which system the academic member of staff wants you to use to hold that meeting. Perhaps it's Blackboard Collaborate, Adobe Ultra, FaceTime, something else. Suggesting 2 or 3 days is useful because it gives the academic member of staff a choice of dates that are suitable for you. Don't forget, academic members of staff are really busy people. They've got teaching, they've got admin work, they've got research, and they've got other students to see as well. So it's not feasible quite often for those members of staff to meet you with short notice. Don't expect to send an email in the morning and meet that member of staff in the afternoon of the same day. That usually, sadly, cannot happen. The third step is to confirm the agreed arrangements for that meeting, making clear that you and the academic member of staff understand the time, the day, and the place of the meeting, whether it's online or a physical meeting place. I would suggest the fourth step is to use a shared calendar with that academic member of staff. A good tool to use for that is Microsoft Outlook Calendar. Perhaps your smartphone's got a calendar you can share, or Google Calendars, for example. If you don't want to use an electronic calendar, use a traditional calendar or diary system to make sure that you remember where and when the meeting is going to be. It's good though to use a shared calendar because it also makes sure that the academic member of staff also doesn't forget where and when the meeting is going to be. So now you've got a few days to prepare for the meeting, and this is the fifth step. Prepare for the meeting and do all the reading. Check any previous minutes that you've made from previous meetings that are relevant for this meeting. Do any work or tasks that the academic member of staff perhaps previously set you to do, and make questions that you're going to take to the meeting to help you remember all the things that you need to ask that member of staff. I would also suggest that you email those questions ahead of the meeting to the member of staff that you're going to meet. This gives that staff member time to think about the answers. Perhaps they need to collect other information to help you further. Perhaps they even need to ask other members of staff because they're not quite sure of the answers themselves. But it also shows the member of staff that you're keen, you're dedicated, and you're committed to doing the right thing in your studies. It's a professional approach after all. So the sixth step is to arrive on time and be prepared for that meeting. So don't forget all the stuff that you've prepared, your list of questions, perhaps any ancillary sort of supporting information that you need to help you explain yourself and discuss things in the meeting with that staff member. The seventh step is, during the meeting, make notes. Record the discussion as you go through it. So perhaps that's by handwriting, keynotes, as you are discussing with that member of staff. Perhaps with the other person's permission, you can audio record that meeting for use later to make sure that you don't miss any of the fine details. I think that's the most useful because it's very easy to miss something as you're in that heated discussion with that other person. Those rough notes that you make in the meeting are going to be formed in the 8th step into meeting minutes. Minutes are a true and clear record of what was discussed by all parties in a meeting. And that's really useful because it helps you and the supervisor, the member of staff that you're meeting, remember what you discussed. It helps them remember the progress that you've been made in this topic area. And that's really important if you're doing a research project, and this is maybe the 4th or 5th meeting you've had with your research supervisor. It can help the supervisor remember what stage of the research process you're on, and it also helps you remember what needs to be done and what's next in that research process. So the 9th step is, once you've produced the minutes, they're the draft minutes, so you need to get them agreed with everyone who was in that meeting. So agree the minutes, but also within those minutes, usually at the end, you'll have a list of actions that people have agreed to do with a deadline for those actions. And by agreeing the minutes and the list of actions with the other team members, you'll get to check your understanding. Have I actually understood the discussion in that meeting properly? Did I record it properly? Did I miss anything out? Did I misunderstand something and get it wrong? So by doing that double check, that is actually really important to make sure and check your understanding. So then you might need to modify the minutes in light of the feedback from the other members in that meeting. But once you've done that, that is a clear record of the meeting, and it helps you understand the list of actions that you need to take, if any, and also helps you go back and remember the solutions to those problems that you have discussed in that meeting. If, like me, you tend to forget over time the fine details of the discussions. So hopefully that's helped you with your subsequent research meetings or your subsequent meetings with academic members of staff and getting the most out of it, whether they're online or in a physical meeting room. So thanks very much. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me the thumbs up, put any comments you like, suggest new video topic areas that you're having trouble with. I'd be very interested in that sort of thing, so I can help you become even better first-class students. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks very much. Bye for now.